All right, your Pratt Pack, here we go. Pittsburgh City Council strikes down councilman's proposal for inclusionary zoning. Headline, Pittsburgh Post-Gazette, just before 5 o'clock this afternoon. Despite months of passionate debate, Pittsburgh City Council quietly struck down a plan that would give city neighborhoods the power to decide whether they wanted inclusionary zoning added to new developments. In December, Councilman Bob Charland introduced the legislation as a counter to a plan that Mayor Ed Gainey had presented in September, which would make inclusionary zoning mandatory across the city. Inclusionary zoning already exists in parts of the city, namely Lawrenceville and Bloomfield, and it requires that any development over 20 units make at least 10% of the units affordable to tenants who make at or less than 50% of the area median income, which is about $40,500 for a family of two. Look, I know people are working every day really hard to make ends meet, and that's why I come to work morning, noon, and night to talk to those people to let them know there is hope. But this is where government has to realize, when it comes to making housing affordable, which every homeowner should have the right to make it affordable, family, and a future with that family under that roof that they've worked hard to pay for, you got to get better paychecks. And that's why this Nippon U.S. Steel deal is such a big deal. And I wish there were more people than just me talking about it. These USW workers, unionized workers, make good paychecks, healthy paychecks, and they're able to afford a home. They're able to get a 30-year mortgage. They're able to pay their bills, have a car, buy groceries, pay their taxes, have a family vacation, and experience memories to look back on like I grew up with. And yes, the thing that was amazing back in the 60s and 70s that could happen today, and why this Nippon U.S. Steel deal is the first giant step in the right direction, everybody was making a good, healthy paycheck back then. And we never had discussions on whether or not we could afford our house. Nobody ever talked about education or health care. And when it came to politics, we agreed to disagree. But after the vote was cast, we all moved forward and we all got along because every Smith, Jones, and Pratt family in that neighborhood was making that identical income. Now, there will be those who will make more and those who will make less, but you have to have a middle-class foundation in America to make America great again. And the only way you do any of this stuff to make it affordable is by getting people an affordable paycheck that they can go out and have a quality life, because life goes by way too soon. And I think that's all we're all asking for, just a good, healthy, quality life. That's what America is all about.